Hello from Vancouver. Ranked as one of the most livable cities in the world, Vancouver was always on my bucket list because I was curious to know why people love it so much. So this year, when I saw the window, I booked a nice 10 day trip to the west coast of Canada to see what the fuss was all about. And obviously, if you're watching this video, then I'm pretty sure you want to visit Van City as well, so you have clicked on the right video because I'm going to share everything you need to know before planning your own trip. And before we start, my usual request, give me a sweet little southern like so I can keep bringing you such amazing videos every week and you don't miss out on them. Getting to Vancouver is super easy. You can drive, take a ship, or just fly. Since I live in Toronto, I took a flight which was 4 hours long and landed in Vancouver International Airport. This is the only international airport in the city and it is connected to some of the major airports around the world. There are a lot of ships that come to Vancouver as well, and you can drive from the US. Did you know Seattle is just 2 hours from Vancouver? Apart from US, every other country needs a visa or an electronic travel authorization to enter Canada and visit Vancouver. These countries in the green need an ETA, which is a really short online form which allows you to travel to Canada. And if you're not from these green countries, every other country needs a proper stamp visa to visit Vancouver. So now you have landed at the airport, got your bags, and you're ready to go to the city. But how do you get there? Well, there are Sky trains that connect the airport to downtown Vancouver, and that's what I took. You can use your debit card or credit card to pay for the Sky train, and if you want, you can also get the Compass card, which I will talk about later. It took me 30 minutes and $11 to reach from Vancouver International Airport to Waterfront Station, which was close to Canada Place, and that's where I was going. If you're traveling alone, this is a great way to save money, but if you are in a group of 2 or 3 people, I highly suggest taking an Uber because it just costs about $22 to $25 to get to downtown Vancouver, and split between 2 or 3 people, it might even cost you lesser than what you would pay on train, and you reach your hotel doorstep comfortably. Now, if this is your first time visiting Vancouver, I have a few suggestions for you that can help you decide where you want to stay. This is all of Vancouver, the whole city. And this is where all the attractions of Vancouver are. So it's all concealed in this little area of West Vancouver, which is also the place where all major hotel chains are. So if you plan to visit only these big attractions and stay just in the city, I would suggest to stay in downtown Vancouver because this is where all the attractions are, and a lot of them would be just walkable, or you could take an Uber or the public transport, so you don't really need a car for that. But I did not stay in downtown Vancouver. I stayed here in West Vancouver, and the reason for that is because I wanted to see a lot of things on the north side of Vancouver and did not want to do much in the city, so I thought it doesn't make sense for me to stay in the hustle bustle of the city and get stuck in the traffic on Lionsgate Bridge. I stayed in an Airbnb at West Vancouver, and let me show you what it was like because I really loved that area. And we have reached where we are staying. This is the place. It's an Airbnb. That's the location. It was a private room in a shared Airbnb with private bathroom. And it was a massive house in West Vancouver. So if you don't know, West Vancouver is the most expensive place in Vancouver. And when you are walking around or driving around this area, you can see why. So let me give you a quick house tour because it was a massive Airbnb and the person was, I think, just renting out the rooms because there were other people in other rooms as well. We had a shared kitchen and everyone else had their own bathrooms, and there was a little backyard as well. I really like this. One day I am going to own a house like this and I'll give you a house tour. This is so pretty. I'm glad we are staying here. It's like super cool, super convenient, and it did not cost me much. This is how much it cost me for 3 nights for 2 people. Moving on, if you ask me what you can do in Vancouver, there's a long list which cannot finish because I did so many things in Vancouver and I still left out a lot of things which I could not do because I didn't have the time. On day 1, I started from Canada Place and walked around this area all the way towards Cole Harbour, and I spent half a day at Stanley Park. I actually have made a full video about how you can see the best parts of Vancouver in 12 hours because that's how much time I spent in downtown Vancouver. You can watch it right here. It's a complete detailed video of how I spent my first day in Vancouver, and it is a very informative video, so I'd really encourage you to go watch that. But in short, I did Cole Harbour, Canada Place and Stanley Park on my first day, and then I did a few excursions which we'll go back to again later in the video. Once I came back to Vancouver again, this is all that I did. We are at Lynn Canyon Park, which has a suspension bridge, which is the free version of
Capilano Suspension Bridge. I didn't want to spend $70 to see just a bridge and that area because there's a similar bridge at Lynn Canyon as well. Yeah. If you're here, there is parking, but it's paid parking and you can only park for 4 hours maximum. And the parking is in effect from 1st March to 31st October. So if you are traveling here in these months, you have to pay for the parking.
Lynn Canyon Suspension Bridge is 40 meters long and perched 50 meters above the Lynn River. Although the suspension bridge is the main attraction, but there are multiple trails to choose from around this area, and you can spend the whole day here if you like, because there are so many places you can go to and so many things you can see. We decided to spend our morning here and explore the Lynn River area, and we had so many boardwalks to choose from, we were confused right at the beginning.
Even though it's raining, but still this place looks really nice. I was just saying in the car that Vancouver is clean, green and pristine, and that's exactly how this place looks like. Yeah, so there are multiple trails. Some have stairs, some are like flat. So if you are into exploring this place, you can choose which trail you want to do and what length. We have just come, I think, to the base of the waterfall or something, because I can see the water here. It's called Twin Falls Bridge. So let's see how this place turns out, and then we'll go back to the suspension bridge and then maybe explore a little more surrounding areas. But wow, what a place, what a place. Definitely, like, I underestimated it and I thought it would be like just an okayish place. I was almost about to miss it. I'm glad I did not. But let me show you what this is. We did not realize we have come very, very long way ahead. We should have taken the bridge, crossed the bridge and went the other side. But we took the Baden-Powell trail and we are now pretty much further inside the Lynn Canyon. But it's a beautiful forest. I mean, Vancouver keeps impressing me with every spot I go. It's like every other place is better than before. And wow, what a place. And I'm glad it's raining, because this view, this greenery, you can't see otherwise. It's incredible. We are on our way to the second spot, but it's 11:30. Parking's full. Come here early if you want to grab a spot. We have reached Lighthouse Park parking, and looks like a little busy, and obviously it's weekend, public holiday, so a lot of people are out and about. It's Vancouver, obviously. But yeah, let's see if we can catch a sunset from here. The trails in Vancouver are never ending. I mean, wherever we go, we find a trail or two, and it's all so pretty. So it's like a 10-minute walk. You reach here. That's the little viewpoint to see the lighthouse. I think you could go a little bit further, but I don't know. There's someone going, so I'm just checking if she reaches. No, I think that's all you can get to. But yeah, that's the ocean. Don't think we will be able to see the sunset. But yeah, nice little walk. I like the view.
I have to say, I was a little disappointed here because I was expecting a nice view and somewhere to sit and relax. But as we were walking back, I saw another sign that said East Beach, and I went that way. So we walked between these houses, crossed them, went through a little alley, and then walked over some rocks, and then we reached here.
Oh wow! We found it! We found the spot! You can see all of Vancouver and Lionsgate Bridge from here. We can go further ahead. Like there's a path and Zen's going. So we are just moving there and seeing how we can reach the rocks on that side. But what a view! If you want to come here, all you need to do is don't go to the lighthouse viewpoint, come to East Beach and you will just find your way down. Now we are talking. Look at that behind me. Look at that too. This is beautiful, beautiful. I think the trail's closed. Someone just took the chain off the sign out and went here. But wow. Amazing, amazing views.
The next day, we woke up and headed towards Squamish because there was a trail which I had seen on my way the other day, and I really wanted to do that. This is Murrin Park Loop Trail that starts from Browning Lake and takes you all the way up to Corcus Lookout, and you can do it in a loop and come back via Bryan's Lookout and Jurassic Ridge Trail. It looked really nice on some TikTok videos and Instagram photos that I had seen, and I really wanted to do it. It did not look like a day for a hike and for a good view, but I was like, I'm in Vancouver, always rains, I can't miss out on hikes, so there I went.
Okay, so we have to go to Corcus Viewpoint and Loop Trail, so we have to take this path. And they're like, this is the second sign I saw, so I'm assuming this is like a pretty well-marked trail, and it's popular as well. If you want to go rock climbing, you go straight. If you want to go hiking, you go this way.
So when I searched on Google, it was marked as a very easy short trail that is perfect for beginners, and it did not say anything about the trail conditions. So I went there, although I was prepared with my hiking shoes and my rain jacket, but I did not expect the trail to be like this.
कहाँ आना है? कहाँ आना है? कहाँ से आऊँ मैं?
इंक्लाइन लगी पूरा।
Oh fuck.
ये रखो।
Oh shit. कैसे आऊँ? I just got from here. Out. Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
बहुत अच्छा।
That's the view. I mean, I am so happy to be up here. It's not that long. I mean, it took us, I think, 45 minutes to get up here, right? Yeah, and if you ask me what I think about this spot, I love it. It's beautiful. It gives you a superb view of Howe Sound. And you know what? Although it's raining and it's cloudy today, it's not as clear as it should be, but the views do not disappoint. I mean, I can still see a lot of the mountains around this spot, and with the clouds, it makes everything look so dramatic and so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, wow, this is lovely spot, lovely hike, not too bad. You need a little bit of fitness to come up here and a little bit of courage as well, because some sections were bad. Next stop is Shannon Falls. That's the first glimpse of the waterfall, and I'm impressed. I think I've come in the right month to see waterfalls because it's been raining and the ice is melting, so the waterfalls are in full form. So this is the viewpoint for Shannon Falls. That is the fall. This is the viewpoint. And it does look pretty crowded, so yeah, this is a super popular spot, but it's for everyone. So even if you have disability, you can come here with a wheelchair if you need, because it has access for everyone. Super pretty. If you take that trail, climb up a few steps and you reach here, which is a better vantage point of the waterfall. I think a lot of people just skip it, think there's stairs, so super nice. We are finally ending the day at Cypress Lookout. So I found this lookout yesterday. We were thinking to come here yesterday only, but then we thought we'll just wait it out and come here today. And here I am. Although it's hazy, it's raining, so you can't see it very clearly, but I'll show you what you can see from here.
From Cypress Lookout, if it's a clear day, you can actually see the Lionsgate Bridge, Vancouver city skyline, North Vancouver as well as West Vancouver and Burrard Inlet. I would suggest going out here at night on a clear day when it is not as foggy as this one, because we were seeing from the highway and the city looked really nice lit up, and this spot is actually perfect to get a nice view of Vancouver city.
We were driving back down and we saw this place, which is like a pub, and it says pop-up village. I don't know what it is, so we thought we'll just go stop here, check it out and see if we get any better city views than what we saw before. It was terrible, disappointing. I wish we had better day today, clearer day. The whole week was nice. I don't know what happened when we are leaving. Okay, anyways, let me show you what I can see from here. This is our last day in Vancouver. I'm pretty sad about it, but we are spending the last day in Golden Years Provincial Park, which is about like 50 minutes from where we are staying, West Vancouver. And this is a super place for this season because there is no ice here, no snow. The lower places, lower lands are cleared, so you can go on hikes. So that's what I'm gonna do today, spend the day in Golden Years. And I just want to take a picture with the sign, so we stopped here, and I'm super excited to spend the day here. It's raining quite a lot today. I was at Spirea Trail first, which is a really nice wooded walk in the forest, but the trail is closed until April 2023. This is the last month it's closed, so we could not actually like go inside. They have barricades there. But next up is Alouette Lake, which is a beautiful lake, but I can barely see anything. However, this is somewhere you can actually bring your kayak or canoe and kayak in here. Like I think in the season there is also one place where you can rent kayaks in here and just paddle around in the lake. It's beautiful. I saw someone's vlog and it was just wow, looked really nice. Finally found something that we can do after I think 2 failed spots. And also, if you are coming here between May and October, remember to book your day passes. So the bookings open for these day passes 2 days before at 7 a.m. and you can go to BC Park's website to book yours. And if you don't have a day pass, you might need to go back because they don't allow like coming in first come first serve basis. Just walking in the woods is so refreshing in here. It's so green. I mean, I can't explain how I feel being here, being in the nature. This is what Canada is all about. And this is what I was missing. There's so many like little clearings like this that are coming up that open up to the creek, and it looks beautiful. We just stopped by. I took a time lapse, and it's just being in nature makes me happy. And if you're someone who loves being in nature, you should definitely come here. And there are like bigger trails as well that are open in summers. So if you want, you can do that as well, but definitely do the waterfall trail. This is beautiful. I don't know how the waterfall is, but I like the trail. It's pouring. It's like non-stop. It had toned down a little bit, but now look at me. I'm all drenched.
On this day, I had realized that rain is no joke in Vancouver. Look at my hands, they were all red. But this view encouraged me to keep going, and I want to mention that this trail was pretty much flat. It's 2.5 kilometers, but there are no steep sections. There is only 100 meters of steep section at the end of the waterfall, which is nothing actually. And if you are someone who has never hiked, not done anything in your life ever, you're not active, you can still do it, because 2.5 kilometers is nothing, and the views will keep you going because they are so beautiful. And you will obviously keep stopping as well to take pictures and everything. So this is a very good trail for those who are beginners, have kids, or have people who are old but still want to see some stuff, who are not really good at walking long distances. This is a great trail to start from. And you walk through this green forest, which is so beautiful, and the rain makes it look better. I mean, I don't know how much people like or not like rain. I like it, so everything just looked so pristine and so beautiful that I was glad it was raining, honestly. And finally, I reached the waterfall. I had not expected it to look like this. I mean, look at that flow. We met some locals around here, and they said that this is not normal. This is the first time they are seeing this waterfall so raging, so fast and so full. In normal conditions, the water level is very low and you can actually swim at the base of the waterfall, or you can sunbathe at the top of the rocks, which are not even visible at the moment. But this was, I think, the fullest waterfall I had seen on my trip. The best of all, because it was so close and then the water was coming right on my face. It looked amazing. It felt amazing as well. I love those hikes which have very low effort and very high rewards. This was one of those. Apart from these places, I had also done Sea to Sky Gondola, which is on Sea to Sky Highway, and it is an amazing day trip or half day trip you can take from Vancouver. I have a full detailed video about this day, what I did, how much it cost, and what you can do over here. It's on YouTube. Go check it out if you want to know more about it. And if you're going here, you can go a bit further ahead and visit the town of Squamish, which is between Vancouver and Whistler. If you are feeling very adventurous, you can just go all the way up to Whistler. It's about 1 hour 45 minutes from Vancouver. But I went only till Squamish and I loved my time there. It was so beautiful. I stayed in Squamish for 2 nights and went to search for a secret waterfall, which I will tell you about in another video, and hiked Smoke Bluffs. There are a lot of hikes around here. Squamish is adventure capital of Canada, and you can find plenty of adventurous things to do here, especially in summers. Apart from that, in winters, you can find a lot of hikes, including the Chiefs, the Bluffs, and a lot more, which I don't remember the names of. And my most favorite excursion from Vancouver was taking a ferry from Horseshoe Bay to Nanaimo and spending 3 days at Campbell River. Vancouver Island is massive and you cannot see everything in one day. If you are doing a day trip, stick to one part only, because the island is huge and you will take a lot of time to drive from point A to point B, and you don't want to spend your day doing just that. I spent 3 days in central Vancouver Island, where I spent my time in Campbell River, Port Alberni and Strathcona Provincial Park. It was beautiful. I'm definitely coming back to Vancouver Island, and if you want to see the full video about it, there is one on YouTube. You can check it out. The link is right here and it's also in the description box below. I have made a lot of videos about my trip to Vancouver, and there is also a full 10 days itinerary if you want to check that out. But there are plenty of excursions you can take from Vancouver, because this is one central point and there are lots of things to do around at short distances too. You have done all those amazing activities, tired yourself out, and now you're hungry. Let's talk about food. Since Vancouver is dominated by a huge population of Asian community from around the world, it is also very famous for Asian food. But not just that, there are cafes, restaurants, coffee shops which do such amazing, delicious food and drinks that you will regret if you miss them. I had actually made a long list of things that I wanted to eat in Vancouver, and I suggest you do that to research before you go, but I did not have much time, so I had only tried a few places, and these are some of my favorites. A small little hole in the wall restaurant called Thai Put Pong in West Vancouver, and their red curry and pad thai were just so delicious. If you can handle a little bit of spice, you should definitely order the spicy version, and I absolutely loved it. Their service was also really good. I have not gotten that kind of service here in Toronto, so this was exceptional. Another restaurant I really loved was a Korean one, and it's called Tabom. The one we went to was in Coquitlam. There is one in downtown as well, and if you are going there, make sure you order their hot plate. We got their stir-fried spicy chicken hot plate, and it came with eggs and corn, and we also got fried rice for the end, which was so delicious because it was cooked right on our table along with the leftovers and sauces of the stir-fried chicken. This one was a little bit on the pricier side, but with the service and the quality of food, I did not mind paying a little bit more. I 100% recommend Tabom. Their service was also so nice. But if you love Korean food like we do, you should not miss Tabom. It is one of the best Korean food I have ever tried. But the big question is, how do you get to these places? Vancouver transit system is a good option to get around if you're on a budget. You can use your debit credit card, or you can use the transit card, which is called the compass card, which you can use to tap on and off the different types of transport you are using. But a lot of these attractions are just walkable and very close to each other in downtown Vancouver, so you don't even need a car. You can just walk. But if you're really keen to take excursions, I would highly recommend getting a car, renting it from day one, because you need to have a car if you are going to go to other places that are far from Vancouver and are not connected via transit system. A lot of shuttle buses also operate from downtown Vancouver to major attractions, like there's a shuttle from downtown to Capilano Bridge, so you can take use of those as well. We rented a car for our 10 days trip, and we used Expedia to book our rental. It cost us about $600 split between 3 people. And last option is Uber. Now you might have guessed from the video that it rains mostly in Vancouver. It is also known as Raincouver because the rain does not stop. But in general, Vancouver gets all 4 seasons, including spring, summer, autumn, winter, even though it rains all 4 seasons. The summers are high 20s and winters can go around 0 and below 0 as well, and somewhere in high alpine regions it snows pretty heavily. Whistler is the ski capital, so you can imagine what the weather is around there in winters. But Vancouver is an all-season destination. In terms of packing, just remember that you're going to face a lot of rain, so make sure you have an umbrella, waterproof shoes, waterproof jacket, and a heavy rain jacket that can tolerate rains for a long time, because sometimes it rains for days and you don't see the sun at all. Carry a lot of layers, including thermals, sweaters and fleeces, as well as accessories like gloves and beanies. But if you're going there in summers, you are good to go with just a flannel shirt and shorts, but don't forget your rain jacket because you will definitely need that in any season. Now let's talk about the part which hurts the most: expenses. Vancouver is known to be very expensive, so traveling in the city is also going to be super expensive. I am a budget traveler, so I tried to keep my costs down, but I ended up spending this much amount of money in 10 days and splitting everything between all of us for the number of days we were there. My individual cost was about $1,242, and my average daily cost was $125 plus $278 of flights. In total, I personally spent $1,520 for the 10 days of trip. In short, it's worth noting that Vancouver is expensive and you will going to spend money. If you're driving, remember that fuel is expensive in Vancouver. We paid around 180 cents per litre. Then there is the additional tax of 12%, which you pay on everything that you buy. But if you're eating out, you only have to pay 5% GST on top of your bill. And talking about tipping culture in Vancouver, it's very much prevalent in all of North America. So you are expected to tip for any service that you're getting. In general, the minimum tip has gone up, and restaurants sometimes even put on the minimum tip as 15 or 18%. I personally don't pay so much because I don't think that is something that's doable. So I pay between 10 and 15%. But again, it's a personal choice, so tip whatever you feel like. But I feel that 10 to 15% is fine. And I want to mention a few tips that you should know before going to Vancouver. Credit and debit cards are accepted everywhere, so you don't really need to carry cash. Vancouver has a milder weather, but you are going to find snow at higher alpine regions, and it is also an outdoor lover's paradise. So if you like hiking like I do, you will be spoiled for choices. So make sure you get out and explore the nature. Parking is paid and limited in downtown Vancouver, so I would say if you're staying in just that area, don't get a car. You will not be able to park anywhere, or if you find parking, it's chargeable and it's just for like 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours max. If you plan to visit Vancouver's tourist destinations, I highly recommend getting the Vancouver Tourist Pass, which is a discounted ticket and skip the line ticket for the top 5 attractions in Vancouver. And you save about $15 per person when you get the pass. So if you are getting the pass, please use my referral link. I've put the link down below for you to check out. You don't have to pay anything extra. I just get a little bit of commission out of this. And something I should make a note of is the safety in Vancouver. All my solo female travelers, solo male travelers, just remember that Vancouver is generally safe, but there are sketchy areas in the city which you want to avoid, especially at night. There are some areas in downtown east side which are not great and have a reputation for criminal activities, so make sure you stay out of those areas, especially if you're alone and you are going to get around at night. And apart from that, car theft and burglaries are very common, so don't leave anything inside your car because it is very much possible that it will get stolen, even if you go to these other places. And my final tip is that if you're going hiking in backcountry or taking some off the beaten trail or just going hiking in provincial parks in summer season, make sure you carry bear spray because Vancouver and British Columbia is bear country and bear encounters are very much possible. So rather be safe than sorry. You can get a bear spray from Canadian Tire, but make sure you have your ID because they are not selling bear sprays without an ID anymore. This was all the information I had about Vancouver and how you can travel there in the best way possible. And if you like the videos I bring you, do buy me a coffee from the link down below. It's in the description box and in the comment section. So this helps me to keep bringing you such amazing content for other destinations as well. And if you like my channel and what I am putting out, do hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up because that helps me to grow. And I'll see you next week with another video. Until then, follow me on my Instagram and bye.